I need to talk about this because I have seen some people, even preachers, make some really, really, really ignorant remarks. I've heard people say this. They'll say this. They'll say, oh, Christianity, that's the white man's religion. That's the white people's faith. Why are you bringing that up in here? Why are you colonizing us? Why are you bringing this stuff up in here? I've heard people say that more than once and say, keep that to yourselves, stop that, just don't bring it in here. But that way of thinking, friends, if you've ever heard that or if you ever hear that, just take them to Acts 8:26-40, because this text blows that kind of thinking out of the water. Out of the water. Why? Because who's the gospel starting with? It's starting with the Middle Eastern Jewish people, right? That's where the gospel initially came to. And then we get to this story in Acts 8, this story of Philip going to this Ethiopian eunuch. This eunuch, this official of Candace, the queen of the Ethiopians, this Ethiopian is the first racially non-Jewish person who's singled out in church history who hears and responds to the gospel. So friends, don't ever hear that remark, Christianity is the white man's religion, and think there's any truth to that. That is absolutely false. This story proves it. It started with the Middle Eastern Jewish people, and then the first non-racially Jewish person who hears and responds to the gospel, who's singled out here in the book of Acts, is a person from Africa. The gospel goes to Africa before it goes to Europe, at least in terms of singling out a person. So don't ever hear that remark and think that there's any truth to that. If anybody says that, friends, you know better. You know better, and you need to know better.